Welcome back to another episode with Hill on Two Wheels. Today we're at Harley-Davidson of Folsom, and this time we're checking out the 2018 Fat Boy. This bike has been totally redesigned from the ground up this year, starting out with that new soft tail frame with that rear monoshock system that I was super impressed with when I rode the Heritage soft tail the other day. This thing, it just has a really tough look to it. Just, like we've come accustomed to the Fat Boys. They're just a real aggressive, hard looking bike. It's got that bobbed off rear fender hovering above a 240 millimeter rear tire. Redesigned seat this year. It's supposed to be more comfortable. Redesigned tank. Gone is the ignition switch. You just hit the kill switch and crank it up and you're gone. It does have a key, but the only purpose for it is to lock your front fork. So it's got solid wheels front and back, and I think they did a really good job on the design of these wheels. Looks pretty cool. There's an adjustment right here underneath the seat you can see, and that controls the dampening of that rear monoshock to dial it in for whatever your weight is. This particular bike is the 107 Milwaukee 8, but this bike also comes in the 114, and I believe that's $1,300 more to get the 114. So in my book, you can't even upgrade for that price, so get the big one. This color is called Industrial Gray, and it matches really well with what they call a satin chrome. It's kind of like a brushed nickel look, but it's really cool. You have to see it in person. The front end of this bike, wow, it just has a really tough stance, really tough look. It's got wide forks going above this 160 millimeter front tire. A new nacelle covering this LED headlight that's really nice. So I really like what they did. They raised the floorboards to give it more lean angle and got rid of the heel shifter. There's also a USB port for charging your phone right underneath the gas tank here. But let's see how it rides. Fat Boy. This time we're going to roll out in the 2018 Fat Boy. With the all-new soft tail frame. It's got that big 240 rear tire on there. This knob right here to adjust the monoshock in the rear. This is the Milwaukee 8 107. I like the paint on this. It's a beautiful color. Pretty nice. Definitely feel that big old back tire on here, but it sure looks cool. But you can feel it when you're turning here a little bit, so just like all the other Milwaukee 8s though, it's the vibration is pretty much non-existent anymore. It's due mostly to the way they have them counterbalanced now. So some people might miss that feeling, but I think most people probably like it. Harley-Davidson shaved off 35 pounds on this bike from last year's Fat Boy. So I have to say, you wouldn't think 35 pounds would make a whole lot of difference, but you actually can really feel it. This bike has a light feeling to it. Same super smooth transmission as the rest of the Milwaukee 8s have, so. See how it feels on this big sweeper here. Definitely feels odd to me, but I'm not used to riding a big old back tire like this, but it's definitely got its own style, and it wants to get up and go just like all the rest of the Milwaukee 8s, but this is a pretty light bike for all this motor. Feels really good at freeway speeds, very stable. I'm getting used to the big tire now. It feels a lot better now after taking a few turns on it. Very comfortable seating position. Perfect reach to the bars for me. This thing, I'm kind of surprised at how much lean angle you can get off of this thing. It's, I was kind of concerned about scraping my pegs when I went around that last turn, or the floorboards, but felt like I had plenty more room to go here. Solid braking. 2018 Fat Boy. Feeling like the Terminator out here. This bike's actually feels, now that I've ridden on it a little bit here, it's way more agile than I would have suspected it to be. Just looking at it, you wouldn't think it's got that capability, but it kind of feels like you can flick it around a little bit. Kind of has a light feeling to it. For a bike of this style anyway, it's kind of surprising. I'm liking this new Softail frame. It feels good. I've heard they've made them a lot more rigid, which that should help the handling characteristics of all their models substantially. And then the addition of that monoshock, which is, I think that's a huge improvement. Has a very smooth, comfortable ride, soaks up the bumps, the turns. Probably not what I would pick for long distance riding, but hitting the road with your buddies on the weekend, or a commuter, or great, I guess, bar hoppers they call them. This thing fits the bill for sure.
What do you think of these things?
I like them.
Amazing, aren't they?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
The way I mean, I thought this thing was going to handle it. Honestly, I really thought this thing was going to handle like shit, but it doesn't.
Pounds off of it.
Hey.
More degrees of lean.
Yeah.
You did everything.
Coming back off the freeway, I was like, yeah, I might scrape the floorboard. I better, you know, but I wasn't even close.
Floorboards are all been relocated.
Have they? Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, it really is an amazing ride compared to...
I got a breakdown list in my office if you want some hot points to put in your article.
Okay.
Let me put this one up and you can meet me there and I can give you some bullet points if you want.
That'd be fantastic. So after riding 2 of the new Softail model bikes, I have to say, if you have ridden a Softail in the past or you've experienced the way a Softail rides, just throw that out the window. It's not going to feel the same at all as these new bikes. The new frame and the new monoshock completely changes the way a Softail rides. So if you're at all curious about it, I really encourage you to get on down to Harley-Davidson of Folsom and take a test ride for yourself, and you'll see what I mean. In the meantime, leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to Hill on Two Wheels. We got a lot more videos coming your way soon.